Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in two different tanks, and this time it's different because they're both community replays. This first game, without further ado, is Cagey16. He's in the Pleb Clan. He is in the T92 light tank, or the Falcon T92. And he's in a light tank that is a pretty nice light tank. It's okay mobility, which is where we're going to get into the equipment in a second. It's got very good stealth, it's got an incredible gun. It's a generally all-round decent light tank, and everybody could earn one of them for free. I'm not sure if it was the Falcon or the actual standard T92. I think it might have been the T92. Could have been. But yeah, everyone earned it for free, or could have earned it for free anyway. And there has been a major increase in seeing these things on the battlefield. It's one of those tanks that is very good at shooting on the move, because it's got good velocity on its APCR. It's like way over 1,000 meters a second. It's got great stabilization, even pre 6.0. It's one of those tanks that could hit a lot of its shots very, very easily. And as Cagey is demonstrating here, with following up on this tank, that he can hit it pretty nicely on the move. Now he just has to, he was about to before he got shut down. He just had to aim it in front of it there, free aim it, rather than auto aim while he's driving alongside, because the shells will always end up going behind. But yeah, the tank is a damn good tank. It's got 175 pen on its standard and 210 on its heat, just like the Bulldog. It's not the best in the universe, and it can struggle to pen things when it's bottom tier. But when it's top tier, you know, it's enough pen for the tank to have. So you're seeing here, Cagey's going at some extreme speeds in this tank, right? He's going at nearly 70 kilometers an hour, and that's because he's running optics, the advanced powertrain, and the traction system. So he's running both pieces of speed equipment. Now that is a limitation of this tank without the equipment, and that is the fact that it only goes at 60 kilometers an hour, which is slow for a light tank. Now, personally, I run traction system, optics and camo. So the one with 10% extra speed and better track traverse for 10%, because you get 66 kilometers an hour, which is fantastic, which is fine. But then this tank is also really stealthy, so you can push that stealth even higher with the camo net, make it even stealthier. Obviously Cagey at the minute is clearly playing this very, very active scout, and that is fine. That is exactly what the tank can do if you put both pieces of equipment on. And he's also showing that you don't really need a rammer, and it's exactly why I don't run a rammer, because I run the camo, the traction system and the optics. Obviously you always want optics to make it so that you can see further, basically. The camo, like I say, for me is because, well, the 66 kilometers an hour I can get with the traction system means that obviously I can go quicker, and I can definitely play this tank far more active. I also can play it more stealthy as well with the camo net. So the traction system will help me get to those positions that I want to get to quicker, the more advanced spotting positions, but then I can pull up in a bush and stay unspotted really easily. But like I say, Cagey here is playing it very actively, and I guess that's how he played the tank, and it worked for him. And that's exactly, it's all down to your playstyle, right? That's what I always like to point out with the equipment when I say on tank reviews and stuff, like, oh, I run this, this and this. Well, it's always down to personal preference. That's just the way I like to run it. It doesn't mean it's the way that you'd like to run it. So Cagey is absolutely gallivanting round Fisherman's Bay. He's just showing how good this tank is at shooting on the move. He's managing to get some shots, nicely auto-aimed on shots. He's got 3.6 second rate of fire without the food boost. And like I say, that's really good. That's why I don't really run a rammer myself, because you don't really need it. You could obviously make that better, and you could probably get that down to 3 seconds, but you know, it's not everything on the light tank to be able to just keep the gun going as quick as possible on DPM. Obviously you want to be able to spot in and stuff. So that's what Cagey's doing at the minute. He's not just outright YOLOing this CS53 until now, and unfortunately he ends up ricocheting off his back, but he finishes him off. He's just running around and keeping these guys lit, and he's managed to accomplish 1600 spotting at the minute, as well as accrue 1700 damage. So he's on course for 3 marks, which is exactly what he's going for at this moment in time. I mean, that's 4k combined now, which is really good for a tier 8 light tank, and he's definitely gaining exactly what he needs. There's that Tiger 1, he manages to snap the shot in. Basically what he's doing is he's watching where he's driving as well, which is something that I don't do. He's definitely not learnt from me, although he did just ram a Tiger 1. Now that's not the best thing to do. He's definitely not learnt from me with his driving, because his driving was impeccable there. He pretty much didn't crash into anything. He managed to... It's his awareness there. He managed to spot everything. He managed to keep the damage flowing while keeping himself active and not doing something stupid like crashing into a building like I would. And he managed to accrue 5k combined. 4 kills, 2.7k damage, 2.4k assist. It was only a first class, but it was his third mark of excellence for the tank, which is well done, KG. GG's to you. Now, KG does have a YouTube channel, which I'm going to link in the description down below. Please go give him a follow, go give him a like, say hi to him on his latest video, and yeah, go follow him. And because he's a great guy, and he's just had a great game there. And like I say, getting your third mark of excellence on the Falcon, it's still something that I've not done myself, and I definitely need to get on to playing this tank more. So we're on to the second game, and this second game was, it's just a wow. I mean, the second game is just wow, to be honest. He does a great amount of damage, he memes a lot. It's the E50. The E50 is the old but gold. Definitely nowhere near as good as it used to be, but 6.0's alleviated some of its problems. Now this time it's driven by FlyinEggs, and if you've not seen some of FlyinEggs replays, my goodness me, you're missing out. Clone Guys put some up on his channel. He put like his 705A replay, which I believe was like 11k damage, which is just utterly ridiculous. And again, FlyinEggs has his own YouTube channel, which I will link in the description down below, and go follow him, because he posts some utterly filthy games. A lot better than I'll ever have in my life. You know, it seems to be that this man has sort of my one in probably a couple of hundred games type of game, but he does it ridiculously often. He's just such a good player, and it's incredible. So he's in the E50, and he is on Prokhorovka. Now he's decided, you know what, I'm going to take the bowl. And the one thing that used to be really good about the E50 was the fact that it had 2.1 second aim time, as well as good reload, and then also the fantastic power to weight, and it's a heavy medium tank. So it could ram really well, its gun performed fantastic, it had great reload ability to be able to just put the hurt to enemies, and it was probably a little bit OP. I mean, I say a little bit, it probably was OP, and it probably did need a nerf, but what they did to it was just absolutely destroy its stats. They ended up giving it a ridiculously slow rate of fire. They made the aim time 3 seconds. It completely killed the tank for me, and I killed the tank for a lot of people. But post 6.0, you know, it's definitely a lot better now, because the 3 second aim time, it definitely is nowhere near as noticeable. The gun handling is just unbelievably good. Obviously, like I say, it does take a long time to fully aim in, but at the same time, 6.0 accuracy means that you tend to hit a lot of shots anyway. Now, the Mr. Egg has taken the bowl here. He's got some good shots out. He's got some good spots. He's managed to get 1,500 damage and 1,100 assistance so far. He's just trying to look for shots at this chieftain and these guys, but he's been wary of being shot in the side of the turret from the left-hand side, from anything that's on the 3 line. Because obviously anything that's on the 3 line could hurt him in a nasty, nasty way. And he doesn't want that. So he's thinking, how can I break this? And he's decided, you know what, I don't think there's much down this 2 line. It's probably like 1 or 2 tanks, so he's just going to push it. He's going to see if he can get an absolute ton of assistance, because doing what he's doing right now, he could get a ton of assistance. Now he's against the Super Conqueror in front of him, which is pretty nasty tank to be facing, because obviously he has to hit the lower plate, not the spaced armour above, and that Super Conqueror will rip him to shreds with his DPM and great gun. But the Super Conqueror managed to hit the dirt in front of him, and he's now confident, because obviously he's got hit points that he can put some shots into this Super Conqueror. And the Super Conqueror actually made, well, he bounced. The Super Conqueror only has to hit his turret or his lower plate to pen it, and actually that Super Conqueror was firing HE, which he was never going to do anything to the E50 firing HE. But now he's got rid of the stuff on this flank. He's managed to get 2.7k assistance just from that push, because he spotted a couple of things down the 3-4 line, and that was an incredibly aggressive push, and it's really gone well for him. Now he's spotted a gorilla that was camping at the back. I'm surprised the gorilla didn't push away quicker, but take it, because now he's lit it up for his team. He's taken a big smash, and he's now behind the enemy team, which is perfect for him, because he's going to have some great shots into the back. Unfortunately, the chieftain was paying attention, and as he managed to get a shot into the gorilla, the chieftain slapped him in the side, which is not ideal. But he's just watching what's happening. This Patriot is looking for shots at him, and he's going to see if he can get shot in. Actually, that's the back of his turret, but the Patriot gets shut down. He's going to try and get shot into the back of the Chieftain, which he does. And look at this, he's up to 4. He's getting spotted now at the guys under the bridge and these medium tanks that are by the rock. He's up to 4.3k spotting, 3k damage. He gets a shot. I think he only tracked the Chieftain there, which is unfortunate. And he's just paying attention, making sure not to be too cavalier with his hit points, because obviously he could poke up here quite easily and get some shots at the Chieftain but he's on for a massive game currently, and if he pushed up too quickly, he could end up losing all of his hit points in the game. It's game over too quickly, right? And then that really big game that he's possibly about to have would be null and void. So he's getting some nice shots into the M103. He's looking for another shot at him. Unfortunately, he doesn't have it. The STG is a sliver of a shot, but he actually ends up ricocheting off the turret there. I mean, I'm surprised he even hit that guy, if I'm totally honest, because it was barely a pixel. He hits the Chieftain on the move with a beautiful shot, and he's now going to look at this STG. Now, if he doesn't ram this STG, we're all going to be mightily disappointed. Here he goes. He's going for it. He's got put a shot in. Oh, the STG backed away. Oh, that's so unfortunate. The ram was there, because that is one thing the E50 was so good for, ramming. And he's just going to tap him now. Look at... Jeez! Was that 129? 140 for literally hitting the guy at 20 kilometers an hour? Yeah, that's what this E50 is good for. And he just taps him for 82. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite kill him, but he shuts him down with the shot. The STG managed to finish him off. Or should I say, he finishes the STG off, and the STG managed to bounce off his upper plate. Because obviously, if he face hugs the STG can only pen him the lower plate or the turret, and the STG panicked and shot him in the upper plate. But look at this, he's up to 6k damage, 5,500 assistance. Unfortunately, he ends up... Oh my goodness me! That T100 got done. 1100 on a ram. Oh, that's impressive. And he finishes with the victory. 5 kills, 7.1k damage, 2.5k base, 5.5k assist. That is a mad... That's 14.4k combined. What a mad game in an old but gold tank from FlyinEggs. That ram at the end was well worth it. Ace tanker, high caliber, and the sniper as well. So as always, everybody, if you enjoyed the replays, please go subscribe to the guys in the channels down below, and I'll see you next time.
A great success!